Fancy a draw, to be honest.
I think if England keep it tight till half-time, and it's 0-0 at half-time, they've got a chance.
Right, well, as you see, the players are now coming out at the Nep Stadium. Let us go across now and join our match commentator, Brian Moore, and with him a man who would never mask his passion for English football, the Manchester City manager, John Bond.
Well, the teams are now onto the pitch, as you can see. England in white, the Hungarian in that famous cherry red shirts of theirs. A night when England need that experience, need defiance, need their skill in a stadium where they have been received in the most hostile fashion so far as the whistling of the Hungarian crowd is concerned, the cheering for their own team. It's the sort of atmosphere that would on this night make them feel a long way from home. But I can tell you that their mood is one of great defiance. As you were just saying, they realise that this, for some of them, could be their last chance of making the World Cup finals, and they're determined to take it. But first, the national anthems. So a quarter of or rather 750,000 people would have liked to have bought tickets for this game. Only 68,000 could, and this stadium was packed 2 hours before the kickoff. England last won in Budapest away back in 1909, which is a chastening thought. 72 years ago. They did it that night in style, though, by 8-2. They lost here in 1954, a famous 7-1 failure against Ferenc Puskás and his men, who of course had come to Wembley the year before and had won by 6-3. We've seen Puskás playing tonight here in a veterans game, and there were a few touches from him. He scored a most brilliant hat-trick. England also lost here in 1960. That's all history. Football, as I'm sure John Bond would say, is about today's and not about yesterday's. John, your feeling about it?
Well, that's right, Brian. I heard Ron speaking early on about he was disappointed that Huddle wasn't playing. I'm particularly disappointed that him and Barnsley.
Before you go on, just the England team there, it's 3 changes from that defeat in Switzerland. Kenny Sanson out, Mick Mills left back with Phil Neal returning to right back. Trevor Brooking then returns to the midfield. Ray Wilkins is out, and Terry McDermott, who came on as a sub in Basel, continues. There's no room for Trevor Francis there, a team chosen for its attitude and experience, says Ron Greenwood. The Hungarian side, that's a very settled side at the moment, though they miss their defender Tóth, who's under the suspension. 5 of this side are aged 30 or over. Fazekas, the number 7, is their most capped player with 80 caps. Neil Yoshi, the number 8, is the man who makes things run for them in midfield. And they've got wins against Norway and Romania behind them, and a draw in Switzerland. They, if anything, should now be in the right mood. The Referee Kazarin is from Italy, as are his 2 linesmen. Kish, the number 9, who scored 2 goals in Norway. What critical goals they could turn out to be for the Hungarians. John, I interrupted you briefly. You were talking about Peter Barnes.
Well, I was just saying that I wish that Peter Barnes would have been playing, because I think tonight is the sort of night when you need people in your side who are going to make things happen. I think Trevor Brooking may well do that. I think McDermott may do that, and certainly Hoddle and Barnsley would have done that if they'd have been on the game. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but hopefully we're going to see a positive display by England tonight, and who knows, a good result at the end of it.
The Hungarians, I think, are a little fearful of England. There's still a magic, they say, about the name England and their footballers, and I know they were particularly worried about the fellow who's on the ball in the middle there at the moment, Paul Mariner. There's Fazekas, their most capped player. They have a feeling that maybe they're not as powerful in the air at the back as they should be, and that maybe Mariner might take advantage of that. But of course, to do that, he's got to have the right sort of service. He's got to have people flying down the wings. And at the moment, before we can get started, it would seem that there is a slight problem with the air pressure in the ball. Defeat, of course, would almost certainly kill off England's World Cup hopes. Not entirely so, because strange things can still happen. There are a number of games still to be played in this group. But above all, it's a positive outlook that we need from England tonight, and a victory that in the end could be a priceless one. I know Ron Greenwood is particularly worried about the Hungarians and their performance over the first 20 or 25 minutes of the game, because he feels that they will fly at us, and they are without question a side of considerable skill. And that was exactly the way they played against the Romanians here when they won 1-0. They were almost unstoppable in those first 25 minutes, and then, if anything, ran out of steam. So I know Ron Greenwood feels that the first 25 minutes, it's a bit of a cliche to say it, but that the first 25 minutes will be absolutely critical, and it's imperative that England hold them during that time. Well, the Italian referee is now happy with the ball. England will be in the white shirts, attacking the goal to our left. Phil Thompson finding Phil Neal. Thompson, goodness knows he's a winner after that Liverpool triumph in Paris. And now Mick Mills, played as a right back in Switzerland. Here's Mariner, a little touch there for Brooking. England's throw. Hungary, who've played 3 of their World Cup group games, they've won 2 and drawn 1. England, who've played 5, won 2, drawn 1 and lost 2. Keegan trying to come off his marker, getting shoved in the back by Martosh, giving England the free kick, which Brooking will float left-footed towards Mariner and Keegan. McDermott's in there as well. Coppell's in there too. Brooking then with the kick, hit in low. It's Balint who got it away. Fazekas, the number 7. And Thompson. Mills. The pitch in magnificent condition. England trained here on Thursday night. They weren't allowed to after that. Dave Watson. And Thompson. Mills making a break, and the ball just clearing Muller there, but Muller coming in, and England get the throw. Mills with it, number 3. Keegan again trying to come off his man, and in the end the Hungarians get it away again to Fazekas. Played on again towards Kish, but it was cut out well there by Dave Watson, but the whistle had gone for a free kick. Foul on Fazekas. It's going to be Balint who's got it. Nilioshi, Balint, Escaraba. Played for Nilioshi again. Brooking had gone right there with him. Torokchik. Such a skillful player, but of an uneven temperament, to say the least. He's had a few problems off the field, this number 11, mostly involving celebrations and driving cars. But they say, over all that, and his skills are being used in Hungary's bid now to get to the World Cup finals in Spain. Balint again in. Number 5 is Muller, who, like Balint, plays in the first division in Belgium. Fazekas is another one who does. Neil on the far side. Now McDermott. Played again towards Keegan, but the chest down only fell for Nilyoshi. Number 5 is Muller. And Kish could make no progress. The ball with Phil Thompson. It's been 2 or 3 really sweltering days here in Budapest. We had a violent storm yesterday morning which seemed to clear the air, but it was really oppressive and humid again for most of today, but a little bit cooler now. Interception there again by Balint, who sweeps at the back there for the Hungarians. This is Martos, played in the '78 World Cup, to the captain Tibor Nilyoshi. Tall, elegant sort of player, strokes it around in the midfield, finds Martos. Karabakh. Oh, and it very nearly let England in, but the ball with the keeper Katsiets. Balint for Hungary in the red shirts, white shorts and green stockings. Mills again with the throw for England to his Ipswich teammate Paul Mariner. Koppel. Keegan. And an England throw. Mills to Robson. Koppel, the little touch there. Keegan won't quicken on the end of that one. Muller back to his keeper. Big fella, that Katsiets. He's the goalkeeper, 6'5". Muller, a long ball forward, but, well, there's nobody up there with a red shirt. And Neil and Thompson having no trouble controlling that and finding Terry McDermott. Brooking. As yet, no sign of that early rush from the Hungarians. And with only Kish and Fazekas up, they're obviously looking to make a lot from the midfield. Well, they've conceded another free kick.
Yeah, already, Brian, it looks we were expecting Hungary to come at England in the first 20 minutes, and that not working out that way at all at the moment. They're just playing back there and just knocking the ball about and not getting many people forward at all, and it's suiting us fine at this moment in time.
This is Keegan turning it back. Mariner's right in there, but it's on the roof of the net for a goal kick.
Already, as well, we're seeing a more positive attitude from England in terms of going forward. People are beginning to make things happen for themselves. We're beginning to hit the front people a lot earlier, and it's looking very promising, even as early as this.
Well, they're calling Martos to take the goal kick for the Hungarians. Watson's touch, fall for Muller. Keegan in there, Brooking, releasing him with Mariner going wide on the right. Played back again for Brian Robson. Koppel driving one in there, straight into the keeper's arms, though. Varga on the far side. Torocic. Oh, that was a stern and an unfair late challenge there by Terry McDermott on the Hungarian number 11, getting the free kick, and here's Torocic again now. He's got plenty up, including Kish, but the flag is up. Well, that was indicative of the sort of move the Hungarians will make, because it was Niljoshi who had made a tremendous run from the midfield. He's been a prolific goal scorer this season with his club Ferencváros. All those goals coming from the midfield. And he very nearly got on the end of something then. Hungarians again. Torokcic on the far side. The ball coming off Phil Neal for the throw. Balint. Neal heading it away. Torokcic. Stopped in the end, though, by Brian Robson. A little pass for Koppel. Here's Brooking. And his persistence paid off well there for Brooking. Finding McDermott. Oh, that pass almost put Neal in trouble, but looking very secure at the back was Phil Thompson, but that little flurry was of England's own making. Here's Torokcic again. Torokcic. And that'll be an England throw. No, it's a Hungarian throw. Niljoshi with it. Muller. Fazekas really shouldn't have been allowed to get to that one, but Mills and Watson between them with a chance of getting it away. Robson short to Mills. And an England throw. Brian Robson with it. Brooking. Robson. Played for Mariner, going wide. Garaba going with him. A foul, surely. He's known as the hard man. The marker in that Hungarian side is the number 6, Imre Garaba. Plays for the army side, Honved. Really clattered into Mariner there. The free kick had to be given, and Robson and Brooking between them debating with the Italian referee when it should be taken. Brooking. Deep cross. Watson to come up on the far side. Got his header in there. Mariner also with the back header. Can Keegan get in there? Well, Keegan almost looked to be appealing for a handball there, though there was no way the referee could possibly have seen it. But it was interesting to see that both Watson and Mariner won useful balls in the air well inside that Hungarian penalty area. It's a corner for England. It's Brooking going to take it. Watson has stayed up. Keegan is poised in there. Koppel's in there, and Mariner too. And suddenly McDermott has come up as well.
Yeah, the Hungarians look very suspect at the back when we get at them. They don't look very sure of themselves at all. If we can really take the game to them, I already feel that we've got a great chance here.
There's Balint, though, playing the ball through to Kish. And a free kick given to Hungary just outside the penalty area for the foul on the Hungarian number 9. And this might present a problem or two. Well, it's some 19 yards out. Fazekas is behind it. So too is Varga, the number 4, and Torokcic. 5 in the England wall. Fazekas was the man who scored here against Romania, and they won 1-0. And he's the man who looks as though he might be lining up to take this free kick now. Fazekas with it, hit it straight at the wall, gets a second go. He was a little lucky, and a good save there by Ray Clements from Niljoshi.
That was a good little chance. That the marking in the penalty area for the ball that got blocked and then got pushed back in was very bad. It was a good little chance.
But here's Koppel. Now McDermott at the other end for England. Keegan trying to get a 1-2 going with McDermott, and a corner given. Watson again coming forward.
Both sets of defences look a little bit suspect when they're being got at, both England and Hungarians at the moment.
Well, here's Brooking now with the corner for England. And the keeper got it, and got it again. Crowd were whistling because Paul Mariner took a whack at the ball there, but the keeper had got it back in his keeping, and there was no foul. McDermott looking after Toropczyk. And Varga, the left back, with the throw for Hungary. In goes Thompson. Balint to Garaba. Balint again with Muller coming outside him. Toropczyk looks as though he's very keen on the game at the moment. A lovely little chip in there. Knocked back for Muha. Niliashi was almost in there. England having a bit of trouble getting it away, but Robson again feeding Brooking. Now Keegan. Robson. And it was Phil Neal who'd made a good run into the penalty area. He's still there. McDermott now playing it in for Robson. Can he let one drive from there? He can't get the direction, and it's a goal kick. A couple of times, John, this Niliashi, the number 8 from Hungary, seems to make some really dangerous breaks from the midfield, and has caused one or two little bits of trouble.
Yeah, and also the number 11, Brian. I think that we've got to make sure that with these people are picked up and they're not allowed to run at us the way they are at the moment. That at the moment appears the only danger to us.
Well, a goal kick then for Hungary. Watson winning it comfortably in the air, but illegally apparently, so it's a free kick to Hungary. If you just come in, a quarter of an hour gone, and in this World Cup qualifier, Hungary 0, England 0. A victory is what England need, but don't be too depressed if it turns out to be a draw, because that still gives us a finger hold on qualifying for the World Cup finals. But of course then you start putting your fate in other people's hands. It'll then depend upon what Switzerland and Norway can do in their remaining games when they play Hungary and Romania. So to be really positive, it's a victory above all else that Ron Greenwood's men require here tonight. Koppel. Put through again there. Brooking couldn't begin to control it. Keegan might try to get in there, but the little touch by Balint, who looks very, very sure of himself at the back there. Muller playing a long ball forward, but Clemens will get there. It's a really lovely summer's evening, and the whole crowd here in their shirt sleeves, having had a marvellous day of sunbathing. But here's Fazekas. Oh, he's gone past Watson, playing it inside there, and Robson doing a good supporting job, although his clearance didn't make a lot of ground, and is picked up here by Muller. Toropczyk stopped by Mills, and Watson looking for Brooking, and Brooking dispossessed again, that time by Balint. Nodded on by Niliashi. Toropczyk, Watson right in there, and Kish couldn't get it. But there was a real moment of trouble there for England in the corner now for the Hungarians, which will be taken by Fazekas. Watson in the first place was skinned, but then did a marvellous saving job when it looked as though Toropczyk might be in. And the Hungarian crowd now fully committed to getting behind their side as Fazekas takes this corner, and it's flicked away by Brooking. Helped away by Robson. Played here for Muller. Curled in once more towards Niliashi, the big tall fella, and Phil Thompson there.
Watson did very well there, Brian, to get back, to get that ball away. It was a very dangerous situation for England, but they are a little bit square at times at the back and a little bit flat. We must watch those balls in over the top of us.
Mariner coming off Garaba. Ball still in play, but only just. Robson. And a real battle there. And in the end, there was a foul on the Hungarian skipper Tibor Nyilyoshi, and it's a free kick again for the Hungarians. Here's Taroksic, the man who's looked such a dangerous force when they've come forward so far. The little chip forward, hoping to find Kish.
That's exactly the ball I mean. That they're getting just over the halfway line, and we're caught a little bit flat at the back, and they're pinging balls in over the top of us, and that's where they're catching us a little bit.
But now it's Brian Robson. Koppel. Flick wide for Phil Neal on the far side there. Koppel. In again now for McDermott. Can he cross it in there? Brooking! And it's there!
Oh, brilliant.
England have scored, and Trevor Brooking has done it. Well, that was a marvellous break, and it's incredible the number of times that Brooking gets these important goals in these last 2 or 3 years. McDermott was right in there. Brooking only half hit it, but Kadric could do nothing about it, and England, against the odds, have gone into the lead. John?
Well, that was marvellous, Brian. I've just been sitting here thinking that we'd got over the worst part of the game, the first 15 minutes, and we looked fairly composed and fairly sure of ourselves, and bang, we just scored a goal. It's a great start for England. We really ought to be able to take this on now and win the match, I feel.
Well, still just 20 minutes gone. Well, if we say that England are lacking in confidence, that should do wonders for them. But it's amazing that the 2 goals they've scored in the last 6 games before today have all come from midfielders. Glenn Hoddle against Spain and Terry McDermott last week against Switzerland. And it's a midfielder who's done it again now here in Budapest, and that's Trevor Brooking. It's absolutely stunned this huge Hungarian crowd. In fact, you had to look twice to see the ball was in the net because everybody had gone so quiet. Here's Brooking again, whose contribution, I have to say, to that point, by his standards, had been minimal, but that could be such a beautiful moment. Here's Balint for Hungary. Played here for Muller. Important that we hold them at bay now. The next few minutes certainly are going to be very, very important, and the Hungarians have a corner. Ilyosh is in there. Kish I can see in there. Tarokshik's in there too. Muha also. Fazekas with the corner. This is Tarokchik over the head. And nodded down there and pushed away by Clements. There wasn't a lot of power on it, and it might just have crept in, but Clements just got his fingertips to it. Supported there by Phil Neal. Neal played towards Mariner. Garaba. Tarokchik. Garaba. Played here again for Kish. Linking up well now and finding Muller. The Hungarians have got a lot forward now. Coming from the back as well. That was Kish, who was stopped there well by Watson. No foul. Robson beating Muller. Flicking it on here for Brooking, who's right up there. And Mariner's made a good run, and Brooking's passes are way off the mark. So Varga for Hungary. England leading by 1-0, 22 minutes gone. Trevor Brooking the scorer.